What up, Know-It-All Nation? It's your boy Tate from the Know-It-Alls. Here solo as we each individually, myself, Mod, and Big G, do our first mock draft. This is mock draft 1.0 from the Know-It-Alls. I'm up to bat first, picking for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know that's my team. You've been around long enough. But yeah, so we're doing this draft. I'm using PFN. I'm doing it in the moment. I didn't want to come with something already done. I want to pick and want you to hear my thoughts as I go through this thing, right? So that's what that's what I'm trying to create right here. Like I'm Omar Khan, like I'm a real GM in this piece. But so we're gonna start it PFN right now. Caleb Williams went first. Just players of note. Quinyon Mitchell went 13 to the Giants. The Giants obviously traded somewhere. So Steelers pick 20. Let's see. Let me look at this player pool. Ooh. The wide receiver, Brian Thomas from LSU, was available. He's like 6'3", 4'3", 40. Big guy. 17 touchdowns last year. DB Nate Wiggins from Clemson. Cooper DeJean. So I think we're looking for, the Steelers are looking for a center, a tackle, a defensive back, and a wide receiver. Jackson Powers Johnson is available. And Graham Barton, they're right next to each other in player rating. Graham Barton out of Duke. Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon. You know what? I'm going to take one of these centers. A lot of good Nate Wiggins, Kool-Aid McKinstry, a lot of good DBs too. But we're going to go ahead and salute. I'm going to take the best athlete. I know all the hype is about Jackson Powers Johnson, but I think at Duke's pro day the other day, or Graham Barton's pro day the other day, he had a really great showing. I'm going to take Graham Barton at pick number 20 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Our next pick up in the second round, our first pick in the second round, is pick number 51. Like I said, we need a receiver. We got our center. We could use a tackle, but I feel like the Steelers, I feel like they can get by with Dan Moore for one more year. If they don't get a tackle that can start. And if we don't take one in the first round, we're probably not going to get one that can start. So, looking at the board, a lot of people I like. Xavier Legette, wide receiver. Michael Hall, defensive tackle out of The Ohio State University. Malachi Corley, wide receiver, Western Kentucky. Brendan Fisk, defensive tackle, Florida State. All could be potential Steelers, but I can't let the 6'2", 220-pound Xavier Legette, and I need a receiver, not come to my team to pair him up with George Pickens. So that's my thought. Get the receiver now in the second round. Got the center, get the receiver, and we'll see what we're working with the rest of the draft. So we pick 51. The Pittsburgh Steelers take Xavier Legette, wide receiver, South Carolina. Our next pick is pick number 84. This is the third round pick. We actually have 2 third-round picks this year because we picked up one in the Kenny Pickett trade. We traded him to Philly, traded them a 4th, and got back a 3rd. So we have pick 84 and pick 98 in this round. So I'm looking at the board, pick 98. A lot of good players. As usual, we got an anchor on the offensive line. That's the center, Graham Barton. Now, I would be looking corner. I still could use like a slot corner. The guy I wanted, Searstill from Michigan, is gone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay defense. I'm going defensive line. I'm going to take defensive tackle, Mason Smith from LSU, 6'5", 305. Never really played as good as probably anticipated at LSU. He is a blue chipper, 5-star athlete coming to LSU. So that pedigree is what I'm looking at. I think he can get in Pittsburgh. He fits our 3-4 scheme. Can be he's 6'5", 305, can be a defensive end, give Cam Hayward a blow, learn from Cam Hayward. So I definitely like this pick. So with pick 84 in the third round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Mason Smith, defensive tackle, LSU. Now we're at pick 98. We still need that corner. I wouldn't be opposed to another linebacker to pair with Patrick Queen. I just don't see the value there. So we're looking. Man, it's tough. But you know what? Let me look here at the corner again. I like this guy. I like the potential. Corner. I like Josh Newton out of TCU is available. He's like a slot guy, 5'10", 190. He can play some outside. Kind of small though. I like rangy, long players in the Steelers scheme. So with that being said, I'm going to overdraft this player because I need a corner, but he's the third best corner on the board right now, corner-wise. Kyrie Jackson out of Oregon, 6'3", 195 pounds, has a 7.86 raw athletic score, but he's physical. He can bump and run. That's what the Steelers want to play. He can come in, not be pressured to start right away, but be a piece, put him up, over there in practice with Corey Trice, Darius Rush. We picked up Dante Jackson in the trade for Deontay Johnson and PZ Jr. So, yeah, I like Kyrie Jackson. He can play that bump and run Steelers style. All he has to do is stay with that receiver and hold him at the line of scrimmage for 1,001. And, and just run with him for about 20 yards because I'm counting on TJ and the boys up front getting home. So I like this pick. We need a corner. This is a developmental pick. So taking Kyrie Jackson, corner, University of Oregon, with pick 98. Our next pick is 119. And now that I look at it, I probably could have waited till 119 to get Kyrie Jackson. But let's see what's available here. I'm not opposed to the Steelers double dipping at receiver. Just trying to see who's on the board right now. Lots of good running backs are on the board, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get that tackle, to have a tackle in the wings waiting for when Dan Moore is gone next year. Mike Tomlin likes to go to this school a lot. It's probably the major university closest to me where I'm at right now. And that's the University of Maryland. Offensive tackle, Delmar Glade. And that was offensive tackle Delmar Glaze from the University of Maryland. Again, 6'4", 315. And this is not a pick for this year. Dan Moore will probably play this year. And a lot of Steeler fans, you won't want to hear that. But we have a guy in waiting for next year. So, with pick 119, the Pittsburgh Steelers draft offensive tackle Delmar Glaze. Our next pick is pick 178. I believe that's a 6th-round pick because we don't have any 7th-round picks. Waiting on it to get us there. Okay, we're there. Let me see what's available at pick 178. Wow. A lot of good players. But these guys are probably practice squad guys, maybe special team guys. I like what I'm seeing. Let me just look around at the positions. And one of the know-it-alls, we talked about this guy the other day. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy just on potential upside. The Steelers draft model, for the most part, is drafting pedigree, whether it's somebody related to a professional football player, son, brother, something like that. Just guys with high upside. So right now, at pick 178, I'm looking at edge rusher Muhammad Kamara from Colorado State. 6'1", 248. I watched him play a couple games this year. He really applies the pressure. He would be a nice tandem to go with Nick Herbberg, as obviously Kamara would be the fourth edge rusher, but you have a pair that you can groom and you have good depth at that position. For pick 178 to get a talent like this, that's who we're going with. Muhammad Kamara, University of Colorado State edge. Pittsburgh Steelers take it, pick 178. Our next pick is 195. Probably one of the final picks in the sixth round, because we don't have a seventh round pick. And I'm a Big Ten football watcher. I see a guy I like, Tommy Eichenberg from Ohio State at middle linebacker. You got Eric All, tight end from Iowa. I like that guy too. Let me look at the safeties. I don't really see any safeties I want to take. Is there a defensive tackle project? No. So I think we'll just go, you know what? With pick number 195, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to draft quarterback Joe Milton out the University of Tennessee. 6'5", 235, ran a 4.5 40. Will come into the NFL having one of the strongest arms in the NFL. Definitely top 5. I'd probably say top 3 as far as arm strength. Put him on the bench as QB3 behind Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. And when one of those guys leave, then Milton will be in the ready to be QB2. So yeah, I like this pick. I really wanted Joe Milton. So the Pittsburgh Steelers take him at pick number 195, quarterback Joe Milton. And I think the Steelers are done. I'm watching the draft just kind of go through to its end. And the draft is over. So I can officially tell you all the picks. We picked up 3, 6, 7 players. The Steelers did. Pick number 20, first round, center Graham Barton-Duke. Pick 51, second round, wide receiver Xavier Legette, South Carolina. Pick round 3, pick 84, Mason Smith, defensive tackle, LSU. Pick number 98, cornerback Kyrie Jackson, Oregon. Pick number 119, offensive tackle Delmar Glaze, University of Maryland. Pick number 178, Muhammad Kamara, edge rusher, University of Colorado State University. And last but not least, our last pick was pick 195 in the sixth round. The Pittsburgh Steelers take quarterback Joe Milton from the University of Tennessee. And that will complete Tate's 1.0 mock draft for the KnoItAllZ podcast. Thanks, everybody.